Watch Gingras take in Lisbon, and then Lisbon with the old eye rake, something that Hulk Hogan would be proud of. Enforced law and order for Montreal. Now watch this. Naslin takes a hit from Milbury, a check from Blum. Naslin wants to go after Blum. Not much of a trade from a Boston point of view. I don't know if it'll be roughing or high sticks. I assume roughing. We'll wait for the call. Penalties coming at 7:56. Well, here's how it all began. Blum checking Naslin as Naslin was looking for the rebound. Look at Naslin come up swinging. And Larry Robinson there trying to restore order. Now Linsman and Nilan get into it. Roughing the calls on Nilan and Linsman.
Couldn't set up Johnston. Tried to set him up right in front for a shorthanded bid. Robinson leads the charge. Over the line. First in. And scores! Larry Robinson did it all alone.
Watch Courtnall throw a little jab at Swoboda after getting the elbow. There's the elbow there. Now watch Courtnall. Boom. Wanted a call on Steve Kasper. Here's the hit by Marquardt on Ludwig. Devin Marquardt, Steve Kasper, Jay Miller.
Kasper with Miller and Marquardt. Kasper back over the line, left wing side, into the corner, belted down by Ludwig, a hard hit. Marquardt takes Ludwig out again, but the puck rolls around the boards for Green, out to Rooney. Rooney the clear in. Behind the net, Milbury after it. And here's a battle, Rooney jamming now with maybe Marquardt.
It is Marquardt, and I think, Fred, that the Bruins may get a power play out of this. Rooney, clearly the instigator. In fact, Marquardt never, ever threw a punch. He just covered up. Be interesting to see what Kerry Fraser calls. And I think Steve Rooney will get an extra 2. He may get a double roughing call. Watch it here. Heavy hit by Marquardt. And then Rooney will get right up and put the stick on the back and then go after Marquardt. There's no question that Rooney should get an extra 2.
In front, deflects to Kasper. Great setup, save, second shot, save, third. Oh, 4 in a row by Roy, who's knocked into the net. And timeout for Roy. And I said he looked shaky. He looked anything but shaky.
Outstanding.
Kasper. And Richer keeps it in, turns the net, drops it in front. A drive by Gingras, a save by Keans. And it is Tremblay and Milbury going at it. And they'll probably be going out. Well, Fraser's trying to now let them play. All right, a little roughing, a little jousting. Let's have a good hard-hitting game without... He can't call 7 penalties a period and have power plays be the whole determining factor, but... The face-off now to the left of Keans. Walter against Kasper. Butch Goring has gone with 3 lines. Miller and Marquardt on and not playing so far. And here goes Rooney and Miller. Now let's see what happens there. There'll be penalties here.
Well, Rooney again trying to get it going. This time I think, though, Nevin may have picked up a penalty along the way. Rooney gets a stick up on Miller, and then drops his stick and wants to go, which I don't know, Steve, if that's the smartest thing you ever thought of doing. And Marquardt will get a penalty for jumping in a little bit later. Miller didn't go, but once Marquardt gave Rooney a shove on the back, Kerry said, all right, I'll give you each 2 minutes. Have a seat and cool off. Of course, when they whistled Nilan and Linsman off, those two yapped at each other.
And a jam there. Kluzak jamming with Tremblay. And they may be going. 14:37 left in the second period. Clears it around the boards. Carbonneau able to keep it in. Ooh, takes a wrap from Kluzak. And the puck goes to Nilan. Shot scored! Chris Nilan beat Keans to the short side. And the Canadiens have tied it up. His pass is blocked. And McPhee's pass up, stopped by Courtnall. Hammered down by Ludwig. Work on the puck quickly.
Now Steve Rooney and Jay Miller on the ensuing faceoff are separated. It's Since the gloves went down, they'll go out. Rooney can hardly spend any time out on the ice.
Why is it all the Boston boys are the fighters? Miller, Nilan, Rooney from Canton.
I don't know. Maybe it's
the Fighting Irish. And the play is called offside. And you're watching Bruins hockey from the Forum in Montreal.
His call for cross-checking. Watch this. Broke his stick. It's a major league cross-check, and Casper will pay the price as the Bruins again will have to try to kill off a penalty.
Off ball Svoboda. Over the line, bearing in, drops it. Shot, Nilan scores! Boy, Keans is giving up the short side all night long, and there's another one by Nilan on the short side to make it 5-2.
Boy, that is 3 short side goals just this period.
For Richer. Richer on Bork, goes deep, centers it, poked away by Keans, kept in by Dahlin. Back now for Gingras. Tipped and blocked by Keans, and the Bruins break it out. Full strength. Lindsman coming with Casper. And here's Keans ready to go with Richer, the rookie. Imagine, I've never seen a goaltender come out so mad as Keans on Richer, the rookie. Doug has his blocker on the right hand, and he was going to, I don't know whether he's a lefty or what.
He could lead with the blocker and follow with the right. Obviously, we'll get matching penalties here, but
destroyed it 3-on-1.
Oh, I know.
For Boston.
Bad timing. Well, Richer went by the crease, and I noticed Doug dropped him right here. Doug hardly had his stick out either, but watch Richer come back and say something to Keans, and Doug says, "You want to go? Huh? All right, let's go."
Mask and all.
Only trouble was when he shook the 2 hands, only the catching glove came off. He's got the stick up, but Richer was hamming it up.
Nilan with it. Broken up at the Boston line, and back comes Lindsman on the attack. Now trying to feed it in. Gets it over the line of Peterson. Short-handed bid, and his drive went wide from 25 feet. Lindsman has lost his stick.
Bruins are going to be now 2 men short. He broke his stick on this collision. Yeah, that's a cross-check. He broke his stick on Gingras. Can't argue that call. Boy, that was not a good penalty. Kenny yelling at Fraser, but not a good penalty by Lindsman.
I can't believe he'd call it.
That's probably what Lindsman figured.
30 seconds left in the period. To Gingras, shot and a save. Rebound, and Keans is able to jam it up, and he's taking a physical beating now. And Tremblay is tripped accidentally by Collins, the linesman, as he is ready to go at John Blum. 25 seconds left in a game that's featured Kerry Fraser in the second period.
Hey, Mario Tremblay, he's the first one I've ever seen throw gloves and himself down before trying to get into a fracas. Keans makes the save. Deblois knocked down by Blum, and then Blum gives a shot to Tremblay. Tremblay throws his gloves down, and then backpedaling falls over the left skate of Kevin Collins.
Puck shot into the zone. Green plays it off the glass, and it deflects, and here we got a fight. Rooney and Miller. Is it Miller? Well, here they go again. Predictable.
They tried to go at each other earlier in the hockey game, and the linesmen were able to intervene. It was also during a stoppage of play. This time Miller and Rooney, as the puck went into the crowd, decided they better. It's just as good for Kerry Fraser. He's going to get these 2 players put in the penalty box. Maybe even longer, and then they won't. Kerry Fraser won't have to contend with the 2.
Miller of Boston. Jay Miller, here we go as we see how it all begins.
As soon as Rooney looked and saw that it was Miller, his gloves came off. It's been interesting that Perron has played Rooney against Miller most of the night. He has not had Chris Nilan on the ice against Miller. He wants Nilan to play the game of hockey and score some goals for it.
Well, Keith Crowder and Craig Ludwig will get matching penalties. Watch Crowder in there poking away for a rebound.
And for that, he's penalized. That's a terrible call.
Crowder gets a roughing call and a cross-check for Ludwig.
Johnston the clear in. Smith starts back. Oh, he's wrapped by Kluzak. Sheldalin is wrapped by Simmer, and his shot deflects into the stands.
Bruins so far this period have outshot the Canadiens 8-1, but they have been unable to make use of any of those 8 shots.
Break in the action. Let's pause for station identification.
This is it right here. He goes down. Right there, he takes a swipe.
Final score, Montreal 8, Boston 3. Bruins hockey will continue in a moment.